Man, 2020 has been a hard year already, you know? Really and truly, man. I wish 2020 could just hurry up and end, or I wish 2020 could start all over. Something about 2020. Maybe it's been prophesized, you know what I mean? That 2020 will be one of the hardest ways to start off a year, you know? 2020, and I just looked up at my phone, and I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I looked up at my phone, picked up my phone, and I see some notifications. Yeah, and I had to find out for myself that Roger Mayweather, Uncle Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s trainer, has passed away. Not only a trainer, but of course a great boxer himself, you know. To me, the second greatest Mayweather, you know, the second greatest Mayweather out of the family, you know what I mean? Guided Floyd Mayweather Jr. to numerous world titles and numerous knowledge in the ring, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, anytime I look up, it's some bad news. I go to bed every night praying for everybody around the world, especially my loved ones, family members, especially due to this coronavirus. All kind of tragedies have happened this year. But Roger Mayweather is real close to home because I was a big fan of Uncle Roger Mayweather, you know? Great fighter, you know what I mean? This guy got his first world title when he beat a man by the name of Samuel Serrano, a very good Puerto Rican fighter. You know what I'm saying? Serrano was a good fighter. And that's who Roger Mayweather beat in his 15th fight. He became a world champion, WBA lineal, WBA super featherweight ring and lineal champion when he beat Samuel Serrano in his backyard in Puerto Rico in his 15th fight. That's what made me a fan of the guy, Roger Mayweather. This guy didn't have an extensive amateur background as far as going to the Olympics and stuff like that. But look where how early in his career he got himself a world title, going to the man Samuel Serrano's backyard. That showed a lot of guts and courage. You know what I mean? You know that's what makes him the Black Mamba, a moniker he found out watching Discovery Channel, and he liked the way the Black Mamba would strike, a quiet assassin, and that's the moniker he picked for himself, and he lived up to the name. You know, Roger Mayweather was a guy who had a habit of fighting a lot of Hispanic fighters, would come into the ring with his big Mexican sombrero. Something we seen Floyd Mayweather copy when he fought the man Oscar De La Hoya. This guy was doing that before him, you know what I mean? His uncle, you know. Some people only really know him from his training days, but really and truly, he was a very good fighter, you know what I mean? You know, had a little mishap versus Rocky Lockridge. No shame in his game. Rocky Lockridge is nothing to sneeze about. He was a very good fighter. You know, had his battles with guys like Julio Cesar Chavez. You know, Freddie Pendleton. You know, even Pernell Whitaker. I believe Pernell Whitaker was like in his 13th fight, 14th, maybe 15th. I know it was very early in his career, maybe even earlier than that. When by the time Pernell Whitaker got into the ring in a very tough, difficult fight with versus Roger Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And he got it done. I believe, you know, I don't even think Pernell Whitaker had reached his 14th fight by the time he fought Roger Mayweather. I believe it was like in his 11th or 12th fight. Even dropped Pernell Whitaker. Yeah, put Pernell Whitaker on the back seat of his pockets. Lost a close fight, competitive fight, but nevertheless, he fought everybody, you know? Fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? He got himself another world title too when he fought at what was it? The WBA or was it WBC? It was a super 140-pound title because I know that's how what's his name become a world champion again, Julio Cesar Chavez. when he got in the second fight versus Pernell Whitaker. I'm sorry, versus Roger Mayweather. You know what I mean? Very good fighter. Very good fighter, man. One of my favorite memories of Roger Mayweather was the fight versus Vinny Paz. He really beat Vinny Paz up. You know what I mean? Gave him a thorough beating. And I was a fan of Vinny Paz as well. That's why I was very intrigued by that fight. And at the end, how I'm sorry, Lou Duva, Vinny Pazienza's trainer and manager, jumped into the ring after the fight and was rushing. When the fight was over, was rushing Roger Mayweather. And Roger Mayweather just clocked it with a nice right hand. Boom, one punch, man, cut up the old man's face. Some may say, oh, why would he hit the old man? What's he supposed to do? The man has just come from an adrenaline rushed sport where he just fought Vinny Paz, and then his trainer is charging at him like a buffalo, like a wild man. The man has to defend himself at all times. I mean, it was just natural instinct. And he clocked the old man Lou Duva, you know. But apart from that, he also has wins over former world champions, guys like Livingston Bramble. Both of them were faded at the time, but he got the W over Livingston Bramble. You know what I mean? Roger Mayweather was a inspiring coach to me when he was on top of his game, when he was training, especially Floyd Mayweather. The man Floyd Mayweather's offensive package was unstoppable when he got with Uncle Roger Mayweather. He got the best of both worlds. Uncle Roger was definitely an offensive-oriented type of fighter as far as his game plan and even how he fought himself, as opposed to Floyd Mayweather Sr., who is a more defensive-minded coach. A guy who likes to employ the Philly shell defense. You know what I mean? And the shoulder roll, and that's where Floyd Mayweather got that from, you know what I mean, and perfected it. Floyd Mayweather learned from his uncles and his father, you know what I mean. He comes from a fighting family, and before Floyd Mayweather got into the professional ranks, it was Roger Mayweather carrying the name and the torch of the Mayweather family, and he did a great job. And what's one thing about Floyd Mayweather? I remember when Floyd Mayweather, a fight I really wanted to see, when he was in the pound for pound list along with Kostya Tszyu. And that fight was always a fight that was talked about by boxing heads, and the media and fans alike. Kostya Tszyu versus Floyd Mayweather should have, could have happened, at 140. Floyd had a short stint at 140, but he always was the one calling out Kostya Tszyu. Kostya Tszyu never said a word about Floyd Mayweather. And I'm a big fan of Kostya Tszyu. I personally don't think he gets the credit he deserves, but that's neither here nor there, because those who do know how much of a great fighter he was. And Uncle Roger did fight the man Kostya Tszyu, past his prime, way past his prime, Roger Mayweather. He went over there to Australia to fight Kostya Tszyu, and he lost on points. Kostya Tszyu beat up older, faded Roger Mayweather. Now, Floyd Mayweather always wanted to avenge that loss for his uncle. You know what I mean? That's one of the main particular reasons that motivated him to try and get a fight with Kostya Tszyu. But Kostya Tszyu went the Ricky Hatton route in Manchester, and the rest is history. You know, um, but Roger Mayweather gave him a tough, difficult fight. You know what I mean? I think Roger Mayweather, he also was in the corner of a guy that I did a video of recently. You could check it out in my historical accounts, historical archives. Prince Kid Hakeem Anifawashe, former flyweight fighter from Nigeria but based in Las Vegas, who had Roger Mayweather in his corner as a trainer, you know what I mean? As one of the, not the head trainer, but one of the co-trainers. And this kid Ali Fawash's offensive package and his length and reach, and his game was airtight, you know what I mean? Unfortunately for him, He's no longer with us. If you want to know why, just go ahead and go watch my video on historical accounts and see for yourselves. But rest in peace to Roger Mayweather, great fighter, you know what I mean? Great fighter, I mean, I respected Roger Mayweather's knowledge in and out the ring. He was one trainer that I definitely would want in my corner any day, any time. Him or Floyd Mayweather Sr., great trainers. Unfortunately, the man Roger Mayweather succumbed to the diabetes that he had been battling with for a while now, and his health was deteriorating. Unfortunately for him, I even heard from some sources that, he was almost partially blind. He was losing his eyesight. It's quite sad what happened to him. I like to read, I like to think what's happening. He's in the chat. He says, this is so sad. Absolutely, man. 2020, I wish could just start all over. And it's been a tough 2020, you know what I mean? Especially for a man like Floyd Mayweather, who lost the mother of his 3 children last week, mysteriously, you know? And now his uncle, in a span of a week, he's lost 2 loved ones. Jameer Tate says, smash that thumbs up button. Salute. Appreciate that, man. Enough respect. So, Roger Mayweather, rest in peace. We wish and condone, I'm going to send my condolences to the Mayweather family and the boxing world alike. We lost a great trainer and a great 2 different weight class champion. Got to remember, he's a champion at 130 and 140. Had many of losses after he finally lost to Rocky Lockridge. Rocky Lockridge, excuse me, rest in peace as well. By the time he got his second world title, he had about 5 losses when he beat a guy by the name of Rene Arredondo. You know what I'm saying? But he continued and he defended that title at least 5 times before he got, stopped by Julio Cesar Chavez in the second fight. Julio Cesar Chavez had his number. But nevertheless, he did step into the ring with one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. So this is in tribute in memory of Roger Mayweather. Rest in peace. We love you. You were a great fighter and you gave me plenty of memories. And the fight versus Kostya Tszyu, old faded Roger Mayweather, gave a pretty good account of himself against one of the greatest super lightweights of all time. So enough respect to Roger Mayweather. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, and please share your thoughts and comments in this comment section of Roger Mayweather. Some may remember Roger Mayweather from the melee in the ring when Zab Judah fought against Floyd Mayweather in Madison Square Garden. And Roger Mayweather got fined heavily for coming into the ring after Zab Judah had rabbit punched and low blowed Floyd Mayweather, I believe in the 10th round. He walked into the ring, by rules of boxing, could have and should have been disqualified. Because that's what happened with Marco Antonio Barrera when his trainer stepped on the canvas to help Marco Antonio Barrera when he was getting destroyed by Junior Jones. They disqualified Marco Antonio Barrera. But nevertheless, the Zab Judah family, as well as Roger Mayweather, paid a hefty fine. Something to remind them that these type of things can't be allowed. But that's how some may remember Roger Mayweather. Any thoughts you have of Roger Mayweather, let it be known in the comment section. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.